everybody, welcome to today's live tarot session. Thank you all for being here. If you are watching the replay, I go live Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Please do join us, just bring your questions and receive a free reading. Hey to everyone in the chat, I hope you're all well. If you're not doing so well, then I hope that this session can bring you some clarity, can bring you some comfort. Just to do a recap of the process, just check out the pinned comment. There is a link where you can just submit your username and your like number and you will be added to the list. Hold your question until you're called. And if you are called and there's no response, then you will be skipped. Hey Danny baby, thanks for checking in. Sorry that you were not able to join us, but wishing you a great day as well. So let's get to it. I've got my list here. And so number one, we have Anne Franklin. My dear, if you just want to post your question whenever you're ready. And for those interested, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. I'm just going to start shuffling the cards, get the energy going, whilst we wait for the first question to come through. Who is Anne Franklin? Just so we know the order at the minute, so I've got Anne Franklin, number one. Number two is Tia Beer. 3 is Arpita. And then we have 4, Sunise. Hi Anne, thank you for the question here. Awesome. So Anne asks, what kind of person is coming towards me in love? I am single. Interesting, Anne. Let's have a look. Spirit, please bring a message through for Anne regarding her person. What kind of person is coming towards her in love? Please tell us about their characteristics. What do we need to know? Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups is, I interpret this and read this as someone who wants this kind of classic setup, maybe has a traditional outlook, a traditional approach even to family. They want this, as we see here, parents, children, the house. They want it all, yeah? The dream house, the family unit. This to them is the ideal. So it's brought through really the kind of desires that they want. Because it's cups, this is the element of water. So there is a kind of dreamy element to this. I would say that they would be romantic by nature. They could be a water sign or have this prominent in their chart. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And generally be quite emotional or have that kind of emotional intelligence that they're bringing forward. Their heart, what I'm feeling and what's coming through is their heart really rules their head, and when they fall in love, that they fall hard. Yeah, almost like a dreamer element, a dreamer quality to them. They're not really kind of hard-hitting or head over heart. They are a romantic by nature. And they do want this traditional setup, ideally, I guess, or wherever you're at in your life, obviously sort of whatever you've experienced, but maybe even if they had a family and they've divorced or etc., they would do it all again, that kind of energy. So I hope that resonates, Anne. Bear with me 1 minute, guys. So Divyanshu, just check out the pinned comment if you'd like to be added to the list. Hold your question and just submit the form in the pinned comment because you're not currently on the list. You're welcome, Anne. You're welcome. So next up, Tia Bia, my love, if you just want to post your question. Thanks, Tia Bia. So Tia Bia asks, energy check-in on Leo. His friends keep trying to check on me. Interesting. I'm not sure if it's for him, yeah, but I've been focusing on myself, pulled back. So just an energy check-in to see where he's at regards to this connection. Interesting that his friends keep trying to check in on you. Spirit, please bring through an energy check-in of the Leo regarding this connection, please. Currently, where do we stand? Oh, look at this, Page of Cups. In working towards coming through with an offer, reaching out again, I would say with this TB, a Page of Cups is romance, love offering. Here is this cup here. Interesting. So they are back in their feelings around this. I would trust your intuition. Bear with me 1 second. I would say that they're, sorry about that, TV. So I would say that they are back in their feelings about you. Now, like we've said consistently with this Leo, that we have seen this in-out energy. So this is them going back in, I would say, shifting back in, coming towards you. Probably because you have energetically moved, pulled back as well, and moved away from them. Often this can... That's funny, Tia, yeah. You heard the cat. You imagined him as the cat crying to get in. Exactly. Take that image, Tia B. Take that image. That's funny. It's good to bring humour into this as well, isn't it? So you've backed off, then he steps forward. And I would trust that about his friends trying to check in on you. That it is him trying to get a feel of the situation and check in. But I would continue down this line of protecting your energy if you can hold that space and hold that boundary, and wait for him to obviously reach out to you, and to take it slow when this communication, this Page of Cups energy, if this turns into action and that you actually he makes moves, yeah, towards you and reaches out. it's always the way, isn't it, that you pull back energy, like with often people like this, by retreating and pulling back your energy. This then triggers in them wanting to reach out. So just a recap, if you would like a free reading, just follow the link in the pinned comment. Hold your questions until you're called. So there is a new system in place if anyone's missed it, or just a refresh, a reminder. If you want to be added to the list, then the link is in the pinned comment. There's just a form to be filled in. It'll take you to a Google form where you add your username and like number, which automates a list for me, guys. Okay, so currently I've got the only people who are on the list at the minute is, so obviously Anne and Tia has been read for. We've got our Peter and Sanice next. Anyone else, if you want to be added to the list, then follow the link in the pinned comment. Thanks, guys. So, our Peter, my dear, are you here? Just please post your question in the chat. So Divyansha, you need to follow the link in the pinned comment if you want to be added to the list. I'm going to put it here. 1 second. There we go. There's the instructions. So Kristen, thanks Kristen. Kristen's been added to the list. So our Peter, I'm not sure if you're here. Sanice, are you here, my dear? Our Peter or Sanice, this is your call for your question. Thanks, Sanice. So Sanice asks, true feelings for person Patrick. So what's the situation, Sanice? If you just give me a little bit more context about the connection. Is this someone that you're talking to? Is this someone that you're in a connection with, or no contact, etc.? The more context, guys, that you can give me, the better reading that you will have. It allows me to connect with your energy and the people's energy who are involved as well. No contact. Okay, Knight of Wands. So this is energy coming back towards you from them. So this is them, the Knight of Wands, and this is a fast moving energy. We see this person charging back in. It's ruled by the element of fire as well, so that it can be that kind of rushing energy where they can come in, have a lot to say, and are being ruled by their and driven by their emotions, so their passions. It can be like there's a strong physical attraction, there's like a magnetism from this person to you. Now, with a kind of a warning, really, in some ways, whenever I see the Knight of Wands, because I've talked about it with other people as well when we see this energy. The Knight of Wands has a kind of immaturity, and it can have an in-out energy that still remains. So I don't know if that's happened in the past. When you say you're in no contact, if there has been that where you go through periods where it's good, then there's no contact. So it's almost like this person, because they haven't quite matured enough emotionally to always back up with the words that they say. It doesn't mean that their feelings aren't real and that this attraction is here and those that passion is there and that fire is there, but it tends to rush in, and then it can almost leave as quickly as it comes in. So just with this kind of energy is to take it slow when this does come back in, okay? To have boundaries, to not just completely jump on board with this person and believe everything they say. Allow it to play out. Allow them to back up what they say with actions, yeah? Hope that resonates, Denise. Hey, Janavi. Thank you so much for your booking. Right, I'll just go and check over on PayPal now to have a look at your question. Thank you for that. So, just for those guys who have booked, who are on the list for a free card, Janavi has just booked a 5-card reading. So obviously that takes priority. So I'll read that and then I'll return back to the list. I'm glad that resonated, Denise. Right, just give me one moment whilst I just read the question over. Hey, Janavi. So I've just read the question there. Thank you for the update. That's a lot to take in. I hope you're okay. That must be a real shock. Let's have a look. Were you able to speak to him, or did you not? You didn't want to? Okay, I'm going to pull the cards. You did speak on Thursday, okay. He texted and called. I texted and he called. Interesting that he wants to communicate at this time. Okay. So, well, I'll take that with a reversal today. Look at these, lots of kings. Okay, let's break this down. Current situation, so 3 of Wands. This is his energy, I think, coming through, like looking out to the future. Yeah, I suppose this is your energy as well, like what exactly this means, and this is changed things obviously for you. I feel also like his energy is I'm hearing the word like contemplation, you know. What does this mean? What will this bring? Interestingly, so this is about obviously you and his energy really overall as well, and about the future of this union. There's still like that desire and that wish here, because we see ships, you know, wanting to come in, I still think there's yeah, like there's an openness here for sure. I think there is a torn energy ultimately going on here, of the head and the heart, which has often been the issue here. Obviously you've got a missing piece there again about why the marriage was rushed through and why that happened so quick. It's a shame that he couldn't share that with you sooner, isn't it? But it makes sense why he would want to keep that quiet, I guess, and hidden from you. But yes, we start with a contemplation energy here, an openness, almost like that confusion, like they stood still. This isn't really a card of movement. This is a card of waiting to see how things unfold. There's also a desire and a waiting for the ships to come in. I've told him about my visa situation. He wants me to move to that country. Wow, okay. So this is the ships coming in, maybe even like he obviously, the feelings are still there. Like I say, it's a very split energy. This is happening, but he's also open to you and wanting this connection. Now what's blocking it is the 5 of Pentacles. Is really, this is both your energy. It's kind of how things have unfolded. In one of the hidden oracle cards reading, I want to tell you good news came out. Yeah. So do you feel like that was the pregnancy? Would this be, so it's good news for him and he would want to tell you but felt blocked in telling you? 5 of Pentacles, so this is about disappointment. This is about loss. This is about how things didn't work out for you. May pull one more for that. It's almost like, because it's Pentacles, it's kind of like the practicality of the situation as well got in the way, in the sense of there still was something driving Akshay, I think, about his desire to relocate, etc., and things like that, like that. The ambitions and the finances and the work and the money also was part of this obstacle, you know, the practicalities of it. But there was always, am I right in remembering that he was very driven to relocate? And this is kind of where a lot of this all stemmed from, because we see him coming through as the King of Pentacles again, which is that this is what's also, you know, what kind of brought him to this situation. Finances, ambitions, work. The King of Pentacles is where we meet the world, and what drives us in that way as well. Materialistic things, really, in a sense. And now he's really in the midst of a situation, okay? Married, baby on the way, you know, job, money. It's like there's lots of practical things now going on where he's like deep in a situation. And there isn't any just walking away from that. Exactly. He said this as well. So yeah. So the obstacle, oh, I can't speak, obstacle being, with it coming through as pentacles, 2 pentacles here, that practical issues played a big part in slowing this connection down, in blocking it, because this is the block position. So here he is now, because this is kind of current energies as well. This is him being kind of buried in the practicalities of life, of the situation that he finds himself in. He is feeling stuck. He is feeling in the Hanged One or the Hanged Man position here, because this is in likely actions, and it's more that the changes that you would see or is in perspective, okay, Janavi. It's would be, I don't see any practical, like as in leaving the marriage or leaving the situation. I don't see that movement in this card as yet, because we've got the Hanged Man, which is working things out. It's about changing it. It's about changing perspective. I think it was a positive move that you did text, okay? I feel like that this has shifted the energy, hasn't it? And like we saw in the past with about how it would be received, I feel like it has been received well, and it's reopened up the conversation. It sounds like you've got a lot more information about where he's at now, and he sounds open to discussion and wanting to talk about things. Obviously still very shocking with the changes and the news, but this is anyway likely action. So the change of what you will see and what's currently happening at the moment is his perspective. It's stuff in the mind, his outlook, how he thinks about things, maybe about what he's going to do next. Like, what does this mean? Back to this kind of directly underneath it here, this contemplation energy. And he does feel stuck, and he does feel trapped to an extent. So I feel like he doesn't feel like he can just walk away from the situation that he's in, which makes sense, yeah, at this point anyway. But then we look to future energies and likely outcome, and then we actually do see change, because this is the King of Wands energy, which is a shift. Wands energy is fire, is ruled by fire, so this is about action. okay? And this is about taking control of the situation, and this is about more heart's desires, passions, where following that route. So this is further down the line, but it's a shift in energy for sure, because we kind of shift out of the practical energy of the pentacles and we move into a King of Wands, which, like I say, is ruled more by the heart, is ruled more by passion. Janavi says, so makes sense to me in a Hanged Man state. It does, until the arrival in April. It's a on pause situation. Not to say that communication can't continue between you and him if that's what feels right. But yeah, there is like a freeze on at the minute. The only change that can happen is his outlook and the future. The big issue still being like the practicality. So I think, yeah, if you were able to move there, not to fixate on that too much as being a solution, but that would change everything for sure. And then, like, just ending on this note here, the King of Wands, there is this, like I say, we move into the fire energy, more action orientated, a change in him. So he's in King of Pentacles now. We're stuck in the Hanged Man. Once that shifts, then he actually will move into, in the future, this King of Wands energy. And is more fighting, I think, for what he wants and his desires, and in general just will be more desire led. I'm going to ask one more just on this Five of Pentacles, the block, but I do believe that it is. Tell me just a little bit more about this Five of Pentacles, please, Spirit. I think just how it lays it out here actually about the practical issue being in different locations, that side of things, his desire as well to relocate to the US, etc. And the kind of Five of Swords is about the disagreements and the arguments and the breakdown of communication when things began to go wrong because of that. And if practically, if things had been easier and you'd been in the same location and nearer to each other, then a lot of the stuff that has happened really could have been avoided. But this led to the harsh words, the falling out, the disagreements, interestingly as well, the third party. Okay, so let's watch this space. At the minute, we're in this King of Pentacles, kind of just having to deal with the situation, you know, effectively sort of turn up each day and show up, do what needs to be done. We're stuck in the Hanged Man energy, and then we will further down the line, we are going to shift in, actually is going to shift into this King of Wands. He is thinking about the future in a serious way with this Three of Wands, trying to work it out, trying to get a plan together, I think. Contemplation, trying to scramble a plan together. What would this look like? Reimagining the situation to an extent. So I hope that resonated, Janavi. I hope it brought you some clarity. Right, Tia, I can see that you have, thank you, you've also booked a reading, so I'll just go and check that out in PayPal. Anyone who would, I'll return to the free readings after that. Obviously any Booked readings take priority. For anyone who just needs a recap about if you want a free question, then you would need to follow the link in the pinned comment. There's a new system. There's a form that needs to be filled in, and this automates a list for me. Do you know, Avi, I agree. This reading did look positive to me. It was clear, and it brought through some direct messages. This is, I like the Modern Witch Tarot deck for that as well, that it does bring clarity. Hi Tia, so bear with me one moment. I'll just head over to PayPal. Hey Tia, so I've got your question. So thank you for your booking. So that's a 7-card reading. So we can cover both in that. I would say we can just leave that open. To the cards to bring both those messages through. I'm just checking where. Guys, I'm going to close the list in a few minutes. So just pop your, if you want to book a reading, book that now, or follow, like I say, the link to the form. So Naresh, if you want to get on the list, please check out the pinned comment. Anyone else as well, please check out the pinned comment if you want a free reading. But Tia Bia, this is for you. A lot of major arcanas here, Tia Bia. So out of 7 cards, we've got 4. We have 4 major arcanas. So I feel like we've had this, didn't we have this card the other day as well, Tia Bia, the death card. With regards to you and the Leo, okay, there is a deep change happening here. There is a death of the old ways. This could be through the fact that I think it's since this Tower moment, okay, that it's changed something in you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I feel like is part of the process of what's happening here. It's changed something inside of you that is permanently caused a shift, okay? And this is having a knock-on effect to him. And And yeah, there's a transformation happening, which is actually, it will lead to more balance between you both with this Temperance card. So what I've done is the top, how I've split it is, this is Leo's energy, and this is being open to who else is coming through. We have got this Page of Swords energy, which I believe is someone else. Let's remain open to both opportunities, okay? And this death transformation, which, like I say, could have come off the back of, take what resonates with this. It's a build-up of maybe many things, but also that particular Tower moment shifted something. If you felt like that was a divine intervention kind of letting you know. Now, interestingly, though, this transformation, well, I think ultimately what it will lead to is that there is a detachment really in you. Maybe got you off the hook, feeling quite so intensely about this Leo. But also that this death moment, this transformation will actually lead to more balance between you both, interestingly, because then we have a major arcana Temperance, which is like the return of harmony. There is more peace, which I think is particularly about the direction that you're going in now, in the feelings in regards to him. Less, like I say, less on the hook, less bothered, but in a kind of freeing way. It gives you more independence, it gives you more freedom in this union, in this connection. So if you're still to continue communication with them, which, because there is still some back and forth here with this cup that I'm seeing, this flow of energy in and out here of this cup of 1 foot, this is you really, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This is where you are moving into. But it will be, I think, less painful for you ultimately because of this transformation that's happened. Maybe that you'll just have a little bit of distance, which will bring more peace, because then we do have the Four of Swords, which is about peace, and it is about taking a moment to recover as well, taking some time out. One direction is, I feel like because this has happened, that it, in a way, what I'm seeing is that it will free you of this Leo, really. That it will free you of just feeling like you've got more choice in the matter, if that makes sense. Less like that it, just a little bit more detachment, okay? Now, if you continue, you know, it's all about choice, okay? If you continue to communicate with the Leo and continue to follow this path with him, let's see where that would lead. I just want to, because it's kind of telling me that you're going to have more peace in this situation. Judgment, so that is a card of karma. There will be some repercussions for the Leo ultimately from this behavior. I'm wondering if this will lead to that he would want to be, his feelings will, almost like that he would want to be with you. He's going to struggle to let go of you, but you may detach more and more from him, okay? And your feelings will lessen over time. You will get more peace. You are moving to a more peaceful place with this. You still have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, so communication isn't all gone. There is still a relationship. But Four of Swords is, again, more harmony, more peace, more time out. Judgment is about reaping past actions. So if you've acted honorably, then this is kind of a card of karma, okay, Tia Bia. So you've acted honorably, then the good stuff will come back round for you. And this really tells to me that the energy is going to switch, that I think once he starts realizing that he's going to lose you, then this is going to cause, it's going to bother him. Okay, this is going to cause problems for him. He's not going to like this. Again, we've seen his Leo ego come up, okay, numerous times here as well. So this is where this is leading, is Judgment card, and I feel there is a shift of energy happening. Look at this wings that are echoed here. This is you gaining your wings, gaining your freedom. One second. Now let's look at this new person. This is the Hierophant. I feel like this is your energy about how you would encounter a new person. The Hierophant is someone who pulls no punches, okay? The Hierophant is someone who really sets the tone, and this is you entering how to go into a new connection with someone. I feel like the lessons that you have learned up to this point, that you're really in a place now where you wouldn't take like BS from someone now. This is you kind of being in your power more. Tia says, I feel like I've acted honorably. Absolutely. Yeah, how the tables turn. Exactly. The shoe, I keep hearing the shoe will end up on the other foot. This is you moving forward with a new person, like say with the Hierophant, much more in your power, calling the shots. This is someone who is in a position of power, really. The Hierophant is also about doing things kind of by the book, like having but I feel like it's your book, your set of rules that you have of how you would want someone to, kind of what you would put up with and what you wouldn't. And maybe that's shifted since this relationship that you've had with the Leo and what you've been through. That rule book has now changed. And then we have this Page of Swords coming in, who is, I feel like, is this new energy, someone else. This is Page of Swords, so this is information. This is someone communicating to you, someone coming through, letting you know how they feel. Page of Swords could be an air sign, could have this prominent in their chart. But this is someone also, though, who is in how they communicate is clear and is direct. Can you see how they are ready? They're pulling their sword back, ready to strike, ready to come through. And then we have the Magician here, which is interesting. This is always the card of manifestation for me when I see the Magician. Interestingly, okay, so what's come through, I had clarity just as I was shuffling there. This is another person, okay, that I see. I was wondering what kind of message and energy this is bringing. This is actually someone else. So I think there will be more than one option to you, if you were to be open to other people. Let this run, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to close off from one unless you feel this strongly intuitively. You don't have to close off to the Leo in order to be open to new people, unless you feel like energetically you do have to do that. But there are two people here. So Page of Swords, air sign, coming through with information, clarity, wanting to tell you how they feel. The Magician has a more established energy to me. The Magician is more mature, is more seen a bit more of life, experienced a bit more of life. Obviously, it doesn't matter about gender. This is genderless. There's someone who maybe unintentionally, like they're not fully aware of it, but they work with energy themselves. The magician is someone who is able to take an idea, take a desire, take a wish, and bring it into the real world. They have a lot of personal power. They have kind of almost an otherworldly quality about them as well, the magician energy. So they either do that, we're all manifesting all the time, okay, but there's someone who is very good at this because they are in their personal power. They have a, like I say, maturity and establishedness about them, because this is a major arcana. This would probably be a better match for you because you're the Hierophant, I feel like. So the magician is more of a match for you. This Page of Swords maybe not know themselves well enough to be able to meet you where you are and everything that you've been through. The magician would be a good match for you, I think. And then here we are, the future of where we end is the Six of Pentacles, which is about, yeah, I'm liking the magician too for you, Tia, definitely. Good energy. Six of Pentacles is about where you find yourself is in balance. So you will come to a place of balance. I imagine what you've been through and maybe even what you feel now is imbalanced. This is all about reciprocity. This is all about give and take. And we have this gift. It's like receiving a gift from someone and also giving your gift. And that's what we're looking for. And that's actually what the future holds and where you will find yourself. These two roads, but ultimately will lead you, which interestingly, the scales of judgment, sorry, well, actually it would be justice card, but judgment is also about karma and the scales being rebalanced. So there is some kind of justice in this card as well. This is karma coming back around between you and the Leo, which will bring balance. The shoe will be on the other foot. And also be open to these two new people coming through. Page of Swords and the Magician. And remember to move forward when we are connecting with others with this Hierophant energy. I feel like naturally you will do that anyway, but kind of stick to your new rule book, Tia, if that makes sense, if that resonates, okay? Interesting read, interesting. But yeah, this Tower moment between you and the Leo I think has made a significant shift that there is no going back from. This has set off a new energy pathway, and that it ultimately will lead to your freedom from him, of being under his power, and will lead to you, I think, being less on the hook for him and more free, and this him not being very happy about that. I hope that gave you some clarity, brought you some comfort, Tia. Thank you for your booking. Keep us posted as we move towards this Six of Pentacles energy. You are moving towards balance. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will go now back to the list. I'm going to go till 1 o'clock. Hopefully I can get through everyone by then. So we have Kristen Aldridge. If you are still here, my dear, please post your question. I'm glad it resonates, Tia. Keep us posted, keep us posted. You will be the, what is it, the cat? I'll always think of the Leo now, because obviously he's a Leo the lion, the cat meowing at the door, isn't he? That's like a private joke now with the Leo. Okay, Kristen Aldridge, if you are here, my dear, please post your question. And just so we know where we're at, so we have Kristen, then we have Divyansha. Do you know, I'll go over it again. Obviously I'll redo the list, but Kristen, Divyansha, Janavi, Nat, Maya, and Anne. So Kristen asks, will I be moving in with my boyfriend? So I don't do yes, no questions, Kristen. So I don't know if you, just with me being an energy reader, let's see what's coming. We can see if there, you know, if there is movement around this. The Emperor energy. I mean, it's a major arcana. The Emperor energy, you see, the Emperor is about someone who kind of calls the shots, okay? The Emperor likes to be in control. They're a good leader. They're good at what they do, but kind of controlling the situation is so Kristen says energy around us leveling up our relationship. So the Emperor card, like I say, is about controlling the situation to an extent. Is this you? Is this them? I'm wondering if this is one person in the relationship. It feels like maybe one person is the decision maker. You know, is there a person who is the Emperor in this connection? Just confirm either way about that, where this is coming from. Is this your person? The Emperor is someone who, like I say, it's not necessarily negative, but they like to be in control of the situation. They are kind of good at making decisions. They're very level-headed and organizing things, but ultimately it kind of comes down to them. And they'll do this when they're ready, and they'll kind of be the ones to make the decision. Just give me one more card about this Emperor. And this deepening of this connection, or this leveling up, what's likely to happen, Spirit? He would be that man. I wonder if this comes from a place of past disappointments with this Five of Cups. Sometimes maybe someone's built some boundaries, built some walls up of a specific situation maybe that didn't work out. Specific connection didn't work out, and that still lingers. What they do need to really kind of move on from that, I would say. So is this you, Kristen? Are you open to this? There could be some fear about, so there is someone in this situation who is fixating on past disappointments, past losses. This has made them wary. Spirit would encourage this person really in this situation, to look at actually the good stuff, the potential, to really in a way to look to the future. This did happen, okay, but by looking at it, by dwelling on it, by fixating on it, won't change it. So Kristen, in a way, like if he's asked you and you're open to it, then that would be your answer in a way. Will I be moving in with my BF? If he's asked you and you're open to it, I would say that, I mean, there's your answer. I'm not sure if we need to even really ask the tarot about that. But this is his Emperor energy coming through. Like you say, that if it's him, who he would be that man. So he is Emperor energy. So it's up to him, I guess. I mean, it is up to both of you, but he has offered this, and he is someone who likes to be in control and the decision maker. But, you know, he's suggested this, so this is what he wants. And if there's hesitation here, then Spirit would say is really encouraging to go for it in order to look to the future and to move forward and move on. Yeah, and not fix. This is fears, this is losses, this is kind of looking at what could go wrong. Yeah, there's always that possibility. You know, there will be good and bad that will come from going leveling up. But really at some point, you know, if we're in a connection, in a commitment, and we want to keep it moving, then maybe at some point we need to take this leap and this risk. Spirit, I would say, is encouraging you to, yeah, look to what positive this could bring, Kristen. Don't focus on the fear, but focus on what good could come from this. So Divyansha, if you want to post your question. Kristen says, I'm looking at what could go wrong. Yeah, leaving my stability and risking him giving me that stability. He knows I feel that way. It is a risk. I mean, Kristen, just it is a big decision, isn't it? Your stability and risking that. I suppose what I think the message coming through from Spirit with that as well is that, you know, there is never going to be 100% reassurance, if that makes sense. Emperor energy is stability, absolutely. It is a strong energy to come through with. I guess I wonder also the situation, the practical situation of moving in together, if he would, you know, if it's, obviously I don't know the ins and outs of it, if it's his property and if he would have that control again. I think Spirit wanted to say that I suppose at some point there's no guarantees with this, but also that it was encouraging you to look at the 2 cups which were standing, which is kind of the potential of this situation. If you really tap into your intuition and this is what you want, As long as it feels like it's a calculated risk. It's not just throwing complete caution to the wind. If you feel like you've been together long enough to take that risk. But yeah, the Emperor is a stable energy. I agree. It's someone who that you can rely on. It's his home, yeah. Okay, I'll move on to, I'm glad that helped, Kristen. I'll move on to the next. So Divyansha, if you're here, if I have called you, I'm not sure if you're still here. Janavi, if you want to post your question. And then we have Nat Nat. So if you just want to be ready, have your questions. I don't think Divyansha's here anymore. Janavi, if you want to post your question. Hidden Love Oracle, no problem. Right, messages from Akshay. What does Akshay, what would he say to Janavi? Interesting. I am becoming a better person. I left when I saw you with someone. Interesting. I will wait for a sign from you. That resonates a lot. Still waiting for you in many ways, I think, Janavi. Still waiting for you. Not able to let go. This one, I don't know if that makes sense to you, obviously on a personal level more. And working on themselves, becoming a better person. Trying to figure this out. Being the King of Pentacles, I think, trying to put the work in at the moment. Janavi says, I would always tell him be a better version of yourself. Oh, there we go then, yeah. Second card, no. My life is not as together as it seems. I just wanted to get a bit of clarity on this. Okay, there we go. Third card, yeah. He needs to take the action. I mean, you're following your path as well, aren't you, with this? But obviously he's the one in the situation. Yeah. So Kick It, hi my love. The list is closed for today. I will be back on Monday though. Okay, Nat Nat, my love, if you want to post your question. So last 3 readings, we've got Nat Nat, Maya and Anne. You're welcome, Janavi. Ah, okay, awesome, Nat Nat, yeah. Oracle cards from David. Spirit, please, what would David say to Nat Nat? What does David want to say to Nat Nat? Oh, is David the, can I just say, who works with the police, Nat Nat? Am I right? And that we saw how busy in work that he was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember doing that reading quite vividly. And it was like this genuine thing that he really was just kind of overwrought with work. Yeah. And I felt like it was like he really did want a connection, and it wasn't like that it was just a very stressful, kind of overwhelming job that takes his life. I felt that very strongly, like that really, I remember that vividly. That's so funny, isn't it? So I bury myself in work to forget you. Again, I think that thing, you know, that I saw in that reading so much, it was a genuine kind of angst around that. It wasn't just that the feelings weren't there or that he wasn't making time. It was genuinely that the job that he has was so overwhelming. Which, you know, I can relate to. When a job just, you know, really fully takes your life, it's very hard to build a life outside of that. Let's see what else he said anyway. Ooh, finding out the truth crushed me. That's obviously maybe something between you, I don't know, something from the past comes to mind as well. If this was a past relationship, past hurt, rather than between you and him, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, NYPD, exactly. Which is just, you know, crazy hours, I imagine, all of that stuff. Oh, I wish I could take back my words. Are you still in contact? Or is this something gone down and you're in no contact? I wish I could take back my words. Interesting. So would communicate differently anyway. Would do things differently, I think. Obviously, could this finding out the truth crushed me? We don't know with that. Only you know. You know, is that for someone else or maybe between you and him? It's a shame if this can't progress because of that. It was past history, okay. So you're in no contact now, okay. Did it end badly, or is it just fizzled just with this I wish I could take back my words? Regret here anyway is what we're seeing. Regret. They wish things could be different. This work thing, you know, is a tricky one. He's kind of unavailable because of that. I hope that brought you some clarity, Nat Nat. Didn't end badly, just he ghosted in a way, yeah, just faded out communication. It's very frustrating when it's like circumstantial like that. I hope that brought you some clarity anyway with those oracle cards. Bring a different kind of energy. You told me you missed me and wanted to see me, but then ghosted me. Ugh. Nightmare. Still consumed by work, yeah. Yeah. Not the one to chase, I agree. Have to be a shift on him, on his part, whatever that would look like. I don't know, you know, with that kind of job, difficult. But that doesn't change things for you, does it? It doesn't change things on your end. You're welcome. Okay, so we have Maya, if you want to please post your question. And then we have Anne, if you're still here. So Maya asks, thanks Maureen, your ex Samuel, yeah, cheated on me. I'm sorry to hear that. I know we've looked at him before. On me while we were in a relationship, having intimacy with other or more. So is he still with others? Is that the question? Just clarify for me, Maureen. Like I say, I'm an energy reader, so I don't do yes no questions. I can look at Samuel's energy in regards to you and how he feels about your situation now, if you like, rather than seeing if he is like flirting with other people. That's probably not really how I would read the tarot. If you're happy with that, I'll have a look at how Samuel is thinking, feeling about you now. And just confirm if you're in separation. All right, okay, so I wouldn't, are you together? So is your ex? I wouldn't, that's not really how I would read the tarot if someone was cheating on you. So I'm an energy reader, which I would look at how someone is thinking, feeling about the connection, about you as things are now. We can look to the future sort of likely outcomes as well, which is a 3 to 6 month timeline. But yeah, if you want to rephrase your question, Maureen, it's not something I would look at if someone was cheating on you when you were together. Thanks, Anne. I'm going to read for Anne whilst Maureen is rephrasing the question. Just please bear in mind, yeah, I am an energy reader. So I'll look at the energy between you and a person, you and a situation. And don't do yes, no questions, okay? Awesome. So Anne, this is for you, general message. What does Anne need to hear right now, please? What does Anne need to hear right now? Oh, that just fell out there, Anne. The Devil. So Anne, this is Major Arcana, okay, which significant energies happening right now, significant opportunities for change. With regards to you and a person or you and a situation, okay, that I feel like isn't the best for you. This is about, the Devil card is about behaviors, habits that we keep repeating. It's like being trapped in a cycle that isn't good for us. So this can be current energies or future energies. So tell you what resonates here if you feel like you're in this at the minute. You can see how this is like the sort of shadow side really of the Lovers card, that we have two people here that are chained together. This could be literally a person where it's like the relationship, the dynamics of it need to change, or you need to free yourself from this person, or it can represent a situation. So say, for example, it could be a job, a living situation, you know, anything it can apply to. That again is something that isn't good for us. It kind of brings out the worst in us, or it's holding us in a spot that isn't healthy, that isn't on our divine path, that isn't fulfilling for us. And it's needing to look at that and see what ways that we can change it. So if you can't just walk away from the situation, then it's as yet, then we can start to look at ways though in which we can approach this. You know, if it was someone who doesn't treat us well, is there a way that we can set boundaries, etc., about learning to say no? Whatever it may be, you will, when you think of this situation that doesn't sit good, that doesn't feel good, then it's about trying to reclaim the power and changing what we can do, where we find ourselves now, to free ourselves. Let me know how this resonates, if it feels like it's someone, if it's a situation, if it's a habit of yours, Anne. It's like doing, you know, on that I can't remember the exact phrase, but you know, it's just when we all have tendencies of doing it, when it's like we're just circling the same problem over and over again. We find ourselves doing the same thing, letting someone trigger us, going back round this situation, expecting someone to ask, you know, expecting a different result, but doing the same thing. That's what comes to mind. That's what comes through with this energy in this card. And we need to break the chain, break the habit. So I hope that resonated, Anne. Thanks, May, if you rephrase your question. So, so you're wondering if Samuel has learned his lesson when it comes to playing with my feelings. Janavi says, is he ex? Do you want to get back with him? Don't invest energy on him. So you don't want him back. I don't want to come back with him. I only want friendship and him becoming a better person. Okay, so let's have a look. Like you say, in reference to, so has Samuel learned his lesson when it comes to playing with your feelings? Let's see where he's at now in regards to you, this connection. Has he changed? So it's kind of, Spirit has come through really with this Ace of Swords to say that communication will come back through from Samuel. Okay, Maureen, so I would say be ready for this. I know it's maybe you're still in contact, but there's some kind of declaration of him probably wanting to get back with you, okay? But it's not telling me that he has changed, okay? Samuel may be someone who is good with their words as well, clever with their words, strategic. Because this is swords energy, okay? It's someone who is comes from their head more than their heart. I feel like the Spirit is saying more like be ready, because we've got the Hierophant. at the bottom of the deck here, which is I think the energy that you need to embody, which is about having your being boundaried and having your set of rules. I think that he's very good with his words, yeah. So can be, you know, even manipulating, I would say, Maureen, as well. And maybe that your feelings are, I know you said that you just do want to be friends with him and things like that, which is it's a hard line to tread, I would say, if you, particularly if the breakup is fresh, okay, because there's still a lot of emotions there. The Hierophant is someone who has a set of rules, okay? And this is about you needing to stick to your set of rules and hold your ground and be strong. The Hierophant is the person who sets the tone, and you know, it's kind of like a queen energy here, isn't it? That she's on a throne and she's not taking, it came up before earlier in the deck, and this, the Hierophant doesn't really take any BS. She has been through a lot, and this, she calls the shots, okay? She's not someone to be manipulated. So if I see that he loves you, that's a different question, Maureen. This would take, this is just, you know, a couple of cards. We can only do one question per person unless you would want a more in-depth reading. But I feel like Spirit's really messages come through to say you will hear from him again. There will be communication coming through regarding, I would say, getting back together, but it doesn't feel like particularly from the best place. I don't see change in him. Ace of Swords is like I say, it can sometimes bring through a manipulative energy and being clever with his words, being strategic. He doesn't want to let you go, but he's not really prepared to offer you anything serious. You need to do this Hierophant energy and have your set of rules, your boundaries, and tread carefully with this one. Don't get sucked in for going back for another round with this person, okay? If you don't want to cut things off with him, if you do want to entertain the idea of a reconciliation, then bring this Hierophant energy, which is boundaries, rules, taking it slow, taking the lead on the situation, okay? And then see how he responds to that. But by setting ground rules, by setting boundaries, it really kind of demands from the other person that they either step up or they will be flushed out, okay? They will be, they will move, their energy will move away from you if you can consistently hold this boundary. That's the best shot that you can go for this relationship, okay? By setting a boundary and sticking to your rules, because by bending to the manipulation, it's over anyway. It's not sustainable, okay? But if you show up as the Hierophant, then either it will demand that they will level up, or their energy will be flushed out because they're not able to step up. It's not a reflection on you or their feelings for you. This is just a reflection of, this just tells us about who they are and where they're at, like you say, how they have evolved as a person. So yeah, if you just want to be friends, then it's easier, but I would be prepared that they would try and push that boundary of friendship to try and suck you into probably be more than that. That would be my take, Maureen, sorry. I hope that resonated. I hope that brought you some clarity. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope this session did help, did bring you clarity, did bring you comfort. You're welcome, Maureen. Wishing you all a good rest of the day, evening and weekend. I will be back on Monday. Please catch me then. Nearer the time, I will confirm the time. But love and light to you all. Take care.